Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be reacting to Spirit Halloween's 2024 animatronic lineup. This was unveiled on Thursday, June 20th, and this video may release later than that, likely will, but hopefully it will still be fresh on most people's minds. I have seen a few snippets, some video, some images, though not everything by any means, so I'm going into this mostly fresh. Carnival was a theme that I was very worried about because I am for sure not a clown or circus person. Not for Halloween, not in general. When I saw it, I was really turned off by it. I thought I was going to be buying nothing from Spirit this year. But from what I've already seen, the maybe 10% of what they've unveiled completely as of today, I am very optimistic, and there are at least 2 or 3 things I think I most likely will be buying this year. So we're going to dive in first with the preview video, and the preview video shows, like you would expect, just snippets here and there. So we'll begin with that starting now.
My friends are going to show you a scary good time. You caught my eye.
Everywhere I look, I see this Terrifier clown. It just drives me insane. Okay, looks like a Hellspawn, Mr. Dark reskin.
Welcome.
Okay, that's cool. More clowns.
Attention all kiddos. I found a lost parent.
Okay, groundbreaker.
This ring.
Okay.
Strange that you and I have never spoken on the
Alright, that's sick. That is sick. Okay, so from that, we're gonna take a more in-depth look because they've got all of them right here, starting with Ghostface, Emily, Victor, Art the Clown, Michael Myers. Now, I'll just preface this video by saying my expertise lies with inflatables. Animatronics, I am new to them for the most part. I don't know, like for certain animatronics, the only reskin I know, I said in that video. I'm like, oh, well, I have Hellspawn. It does that same jumping mechanism. So I'm just now getting into it, but I'm more of like a display-oriented person. So I don't have an encyclopedia knowledge of Spirit props or really just props in general. I honestly don't even have that of inflatables. I'm more of, as you see in my videos, and if you've been following me for a few years, I put my focus on the layout of the display or the haunt in this case. So I'm more of like a retail prop, I don't know, architect when it comes to the haunts. I'm looking for something that would make for a cool scene. So I just wanted to say that before we get any farther. I'm not, gonna say, oh, this is from 2006 and they redid it. I don't know that. I'm just going to give the average, Halloween enthusiast's perspective on pretty much everything here. So we'll get started with Ghostface, but there are some other things I'll just run through right now. This is the Carnival themed animatronics. These are Bobby Strings. I think there actually are some more. I saw some in the video that are not showcased here, so I probably won't get to everything, but I do want to get to at least most. Okay, that's about, see, Blast from the Past, I would have no knowledge of that, but there are some good looking things. I'm excited for that. Start with Ghostface. I'm going to try to be pretty concise with my thoughts on each animatronic because this video will last forever if I'm not. 6.2 foot Ghostface. I think anybody would want to have this. It's really cool. I don't like blood for Halloween. That's another thing I should probably state. I don't like blood being a part of Halloween. It's Halloween to me, that it never had anything to do with that. I love the classic Halloween, make it scary, but as soon as you have blood into it, it becomes a different holiday to me. It's not the same. So I know my takes are going to be relatively hot, but I figured I'd offer at least my perspective on this. So the Ghostface is really cool. Even though it does have blood, I'll make the exception for it. It's very neat. I love the head movement, super creepy. Now, Emily and Victor, I think the video is actually the same for both because I was looking because I couldn't resist. But we will watch the video right now before I say anything else.
With this candle, I will light your way in darkness. With this ring,
I think there's Servo.
I ask you to be mine.
You kept your free.
These are better than Jack and Sally.
Now I can do the same for you.
Oh yeah, those are spectacular. There's no doubt about it. They're pretty expensive. I think each are about $300. One is maybe $280. Another's $300, I think. The price is definitely the worst part of this animatronic, but I mean, oh my god, it looks great. I am a fan of Corpse Bride. I'm a big Tim Burton fan. I don't love all of his work. Nightmare Before Christmas is probably my favorite movie of all time. Kind of competes with Star Wars, but I do love Corpse Bride. I actually watched it for the first time last year, and there was just so many Nightmare Before Christmas parallels. I really like the characters. I think it would be really cool to have these props. I don't know if I'll personally get them. They look phenomenal. They captured it perfectly. The blinking is excellent. It looks like it's got, product sayings. I don't know the movie as well as I know NBC, but for some Corpse Bride fanatics, I'm sure they would love this. All right, Art the Clown. Honestly, I so don't like that animatronic. I'm actually going to skip it. We'll go to the Michael Myers, even though I already have my thoughts on it. There's no video, it looks like. I hear it looks pretty good from Michael Myers fans who've seen this animatronic, so I'll take their word for it. Then again, I really don't know. Now, I am going to give my thoughts on these Circus animatronics because they look pretty cool. I obviously won't get them, but I'll appreciate their detail and what Spirit has done. It's 7 feet tall. It is a it's a human. Doesn't look super lifelike, but they tried their best. I think it's pretty neat. I think the attire is really good. He's got the skull cane or whatever, white gloves. Looks really nice. I can appreciate it. I don't dislike it. I think it looks pretty neat. It's also, I don't know what that clown is. Is that part of... See, it would take all day if I read all this. But, brief thoughts. It's nice looking, not bad. Probably one of my more liked ones from their Carnival theme this year. 6 Foot Nibbles the clown. I mean, these clown animatronics just get to all be the same thing at some point. It's just another clown. Maybe if they added Servo or something like that, then we'd be having a different conversation, but I'm just not going to elaborate much on these Carnival animatronics because it really just doesn't do it for me. This is pretty cool, kind of a Pinocchio type deal. 7.7 feet tall, so wow, it's pretty tall. I think that'd be pretty neat to have in the display. It's fairly unique. It's not just another clown. It's not something you're going to see at Lowe's or Home Depot. It is if you're doing a circus theme this year, then that would most likely be one you would want to have in there. Now the bear is pretty neat. That would fit the theme, obviously. I like that Spirit has a designated theme, something that Lowe's and Home Depot are trying to incorporate more so into their lineup, like with Lowe's doing the Under the Sea theme this year. They've really emphasized that, and Home Depot kind of does it, but they more so just get the coolest animatronics no matter what theme or scene they could pair with, and they kind of jumble it all together. It still makes for a really good lineup. It's just not as cohesive as, say, Spirit. Now we've got Cotton Candy Dan. Wow, $329.99. That is a lot. It is pretty neat. You've got the head coming out of the cotton candy. It's really cool. It's a very detailed prop. I can certainly get on board with that. Yeah, you've got all the product sayings down there. All right, I'm glad this kind of rounds out the Circus animatronics because I really can't speak much to them. But the Gravestone Ghoul, this is one I'm excited about, and I have a very specific reason for it. We'll watch the video and we'll discuss more. So let's do that right now. So it's got this like swirl movement to it. Audio, take it or leave it. So I'm just looking at the movement. I think it looks phenomenal. Honestly, it's not a pneumatic prop, so it's kind of one tier below, but it really moves. I love the bobble of the head. You get that, like barely something's about to fall off vibe to it. In memory of our dear friend. So yeah, it's just a generic saying on the tombstone. The tombstone is not what's supposed to be emphasized here. It is the ghoul itself. And my idea here is I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, and when Halloween comes around, I love to, put something on, Thriller specifically, because that's like the only thing you could do. And this has kind of this zombie, like the way, there's a certain dance move that they do in that video that this just reminded me of. And I do have plans to do a Thriller scene. I'm bringing it back. I did one in 2022. It was a just fun thing I threw together. This year will be a little bit more involved, and this would be great to have. There aren't any animatronics that are licensed, Michael Jackson, anything like that. So I'm kind of having to make it myself. And this one would be really cool. It would tie the whole scene in together to get some of those zombies in the background and have that actually a tangible physical thing in front, because I will have actually 2 different versions of Michael, and I want to have I want to have as many characters as I can, and this one would be really cool to throw in there. I love the movement, I really do. Now moving on to Night Terror, $100, and I think I can see that price point and why it's so low. I mean, this is the most basic animatronic I've seen from their lineup yet. We will watch the video, give it its fair share. That's so funny. What is it doing? It's like a frog or something. Okay. You know what? That's just honestly kind of funny. How bad it is makes me like it a little bit. It's cool to get like kind of the all black, and then you get the really pop from the glow of the jack-o'-lantern. Does it have any phrase? I can't even tell. I mean, it seems like it makes laughing sounds. So it doesn't have any phrases, just laughter. Does that little pop out head movement like a frog. I don't know. Now, Wanda Webworth, this one is one that I think people will really gravitate towards because spiders are a classic part of Halloween. I really do like it. It's extremely unique. It's kind of like this alien spider. It's not your typical spider for sure. It's 6 foot and has really long 2 legs, and then all the others, I don't know. From the preview video, it looks like the mouth opens. We can actually read the description. I'm sure it specifies. Let's see. Okay, you got like the story. All right, front legs move up and down. Her goosebump-inducing red LED lights as hisses, play spooky sounds. Okay, so that's not super specific, but it looked like the mouth moved. Some of the legs moved like it was saying. So this is one that I would consider, honestly, because I want to get the giant Home Depot spider. You can't go wrong with a spider scene. It's going to be effective in your haunt, and that one would probably be really nice to throw in there. Now, the cremator is contending for my favorite prop, and it's not animated, I don't think. I think it says animated. Okay, I think just laughing and flame crackling noises it all has, but it does say animated. I don't know. So let's see. 3 terrifying voice lines. Let's watch the video first.
Cross the threshold where the dead walk free. Enter, and in the darkness you will find me.
Looks great, but okay. So yeah, that is just to look cool. For $200, that's a lot to just look cool, but it certainly does. It really fits a scene that I want to do in this year's haunt. I am very much considering it, but $200 is a lot to ask for it really not to do much, but no doubt it looks sick. Max Straw. Now this is a Scarecrow. Scarecrows every year it seems, but let's see how this one is unique. All right, the face looks really good. Very, very nice looking. Kind of got that pumpkin triangle. I see what they're going for. It's very neat. It reminds me a lot of the 12-foot witch at Home Depot, the hovering, you know, how it does that. There's also going to be a 12-foot hovering Reaper. That's their new 2024 12-footer at Home Depot is the 12-foot Reaper. This one really looks similar, just scaled down to 8 foot, and it being a Scarecrow, instead of a scythe, it's kind of this like pickaxe or something, you can tell. So for $180, not terrible. It's got the head movement, which is fine. It does exactly what you'd expect it to for it to hover. That's the real selling point is, oh, it's floating. And I like it. You know, it's cool. Probably won't get it because I honestly think that Home Depot Scarecrow this year is better. I can't say that with utmost certainty, but from the images, I really like the look of it better than this. However, that my thoughts could change. We'll see. Now we've got the Dark Princess, 4.8 feet tall. I don't know what the price is on it. I'm sure if I scroll down later, because yeah, all right, all the prices are listed here. $270 for that Wanda Webworth that's fairly steep. And then the $180 for the Gravestone Ghoul, yeah, that's a lot, but because I really want it for that particular scene, I'll probably just suck it up. All right, no video for the princess, but we saw her in the preview, I'm pretty sure. This is not a prop I would ever buy. I'm just being real. There's no way, but I think, you know, definitely has a market for it. Demonic Gatekeeper, now this is very, very refreshing, and the reason why is we keep getting these groundbreakers from Party City, and I have no problem with them. I think they're really cool. It seems a lot of retailers are picking them up as well and trying to compete for who can sell it the lowest, especially the skeleton one. They are also releasing Embers, which is a smaller version. It's a pumpkin, but neither move. Their big selling point is the fact that they're decently large and, you know, you can put a black light on them or anything like that. That's fine, but I'm not going to shell out the money that they're asking because there's just not enough there. Like, not enough excites me. And what's cool is that we're getting something very similar to that, very similar scale, but it's an animatronic. So Spirit is helping us with that. We're going to watch the video real quick, give you my thoughts.
This is the point of no return. Your
It looks cool from a
cries and
distance. I'll give it that. It looks cool from a distance. Looks like there's some sort of light in the head. Okay. All right. Not bad. I think that these groundbreakers could improve over the years for sure. I think this is kind of just rough draft, hopefully. I hope they get better because I think, oh, okay, sorry. Gatekeeper, but it is a groundbreaker. I think that these groundbreakers really need to improve. This is the first step in doing that, but I'd like to see something, like we've got the pneumatics from last year. They aren't returning, so we can't really judge it or base it off that. But I would like some more movement, you know, not just the rise, just something maybe like a snap. And we get that with pneumatics. That's kind of their big thing, so they can snap. But if we could maybe find some sort of in-between with the future groundbreakers for 2025, whoever ends up selling them, whoever ends up carrying them, I just want something a little bit more. So that's fine, not great, won't be getting it. You know, that's that. So this is 10 feet tall. This is a huge animatronic. It is an alien, I suppose. I would never get this. I've just never had an alien theme. I've never thought about doing one. No video for it. Take a look at the images. Yeah, okay. Nothing too exciting there, at least for me. And then that's the Blast from the Past, and I believe, wow, okay, that's all, I guess. I know there's more that I'm not getting into, I guess because they haven't given them an official, you know, link and posted them to their site yet. But I feel that that's the majority right there. I am impressed, I will say. I'm impressed, even though I'm turned off by most of it because it's just not a theme that I will ever dabble in. I can appreciate their quality. I think a lot of people like this lineup. From what I'm hearing, it's a pretty good lineup. I don't know. I really could care less. I just want to find, you know, one or two things that I'm like, you know what, that's probably going to be something I pick up. And I believe I found that. Let me know in the comments what you want to see a review on. There are some things that are available, some things that aren't. You guys saw that. So for what is available, drop a comment from kind of the idea and thoughts that I've given. You guys will tell, like, if you say, oh, you should get, I don't know, what is available right now? One of the clowns. So if you guys say, hey, get the clown, obviously I'm not going to get that. But if you say, hey, maybe Gravestone Ghoul, I'd like to see a review, or the Cremator, you know, something like that, or even Max Straw, and maybe I just sell it later, I'll do that. I think it would be really cool. I'd love to do a Spirit review. I've actually never reviewed a Spirit prop, only Home Depot and Lowe's. So it's time to start with Spirit reviews. I'm excited. I think this is going to be a good year for Halloween. Spirit has really done well, and that's that. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.